a local church is reminded of a nearly traumatic experience after hearing about the shooting in Sutherland Springs.
It's election day and we have a rundown of the issues on the ballot.
And a vacant building on the square is finally up for sale.
From the Mayborn School of Journalism at the University of North Texas, this is NT Daily News.
We have an update on Devin Kelly, the shooter from the Sutherland Springs church incident. Thanks for joining us. I'm Evan Groom.
And I'm Brenda Hernandez. Prior to the shooting, Kelly made death threats to his military superiors when he was stationed at Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico. According to the Associated Press, a police report says Kelly had previously been caught sneaking weapons onto the base. After the threats, Kelly was put into mental health facility but escaped in June of 2012. He was caught in El Paso, where it was stated he was a danger to himself and others. On Sunday, he killed 26 people and injured several more. A dozen of the people injured are still in the hospital recovering. Their conditions range from fair to critical. While the investigation continues, church leaders here in North Texas are assessing their own security. NT Daily's Jake Kramer sat down with a local pastor to find out what his church does.
The attack comes in the wake of another church shooting in September, just outside of Nashville, Tennessee. You may also remember one in Charleston, South Carolina in 2015. The pastor I talked to says this sort of thing is becoming all too common. As a pastor at a church in Fort Worth, what happened in Sutherland Baptist Church is Tommy Brandon's worst case scenario. Denton church leaders, along with Calvary and Fort Worth, continue to plan for safety in their sanctuaries after Sunday's shooting at Sutherland Springs Baptist Church in hopes to keep their members safe.
Still time to go out and vote in today's election. I spoke with voters this morning to learn more about their feelings toward the election and how officials are preparing. For an up-to-date tally on the votes and more information on the amendments, you can visit votedenton.com. Texas Christian University was on lockdown this morning after two shuttle drivers got into an argument, resulting in one driver shooting at the other. According to TCU officials, police responded to the shooting around 8 o'clock while the university was on lockdown. The suspect, who left the scene shortly after firing, was taken into custody after police found his abandoned bus. No one on campus was injured, and the lockdown was lifted shortly after officers captured the suspect.
State officials notified U.S. Radio Pharmaceuticals, a Denton company, of violations for continued storage of radioactive material on its company's site. USR owns two manufacturing plants in Denton, one on Shady Oaks Drive and the other on Jim Crystal Road. Due to not raising enough capital to reopen the plant, both were closed in 2009. USR representatives declined to comment on the ongoing case. The Texas Department of State Health Services followed up with a court date for USR that will start on December 11th in Austin.
In 1926, Congress passed a resolution for an annual observance on November 11th. It became a national holiday in 1936. This Friday, the city of Denton, UNT, and TWU will pay tribute to veterans at the square, just like they have for the past several years. The day gives thanks to those who have served their country honorably. A veteran service officer for Denton County gives a few words about Veterans Day.
Since we've been doing this 7 years ago, our population of attendees has just been expanded in a great number. About 8 years ago when we did this, without the help of UNT and TWU, we probably had about 50 attendees. Today, our attendance goes to about 300 to 350.
The event will begin at 11 a.m. and end at 12 p.m.
The Fine Arts Building on Elm Street is up for sale. Its main view on the west side of the square. It's been 30 years since the building was used as a movie theater. It was later rented out for church functions, but since 2014, the building has not been used. With a new buyer, the future is still unknown, but many community members hope it will be brought back to life.
Third grade students in Denton ISD have seen a decline in literacy rates in the last few years, according to the United Way of Denton County. NT Daily's Malik Wright visited one elementary school working to fix this. Borman Elementary has many students in foster care and who do not speak English as their primary language. They also have programs that focus on these issues specifically.
Coming up, a Denton nonprofit gives back to the community.
And the number of Latinos speaking Spanish is dropping. Find out why next.